Well, have you found some place I might... Oh, to think such a place existed. Guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own.
Wait for the new equipment to come in. I'd rather not trust it if I can avoid it.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
This should be far enough. My thanks. If you truly are Arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
Might we not complete our delivery while we're here?
We need only pass our burden into the hands that await it.
Right you are. Unless I am mistaken, all we require is already in our possession. Here we are.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have... There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap it would be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. He might have knowledge that could benefit you on your travels. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this. Consider it remuneration for Your Majesty's efforts.
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day? Pray, allow me to show you the way. The guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
Time to be heading home. Well met, sir.
Time to prepare the next batch.
Mayhap I'll seek out the town I've yet to visit. I could use a little fun to brighten my day.
Mayhap the one we're here to meet intends to arrive at a different time of day.
I dare say we shan't make much progress as things stand.
What say we refresh our minds as to the details of our task?
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Well met, sir.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. While examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds, I made a curious discovery. For some time now, it seems she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of sweet crown flower. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the would-be Arisen, appeared on the scene. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude that these sums are passing into the hands of Arthur himself. Yet 'tis strange, for sweet crownflowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermont. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain, yet all the same, I would ask that your Majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key to unraveling Deeza's scheme and securing your enthronement.
That man just now seemed rather on edge. What could he have seen here to inspire such suspicion?
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day? Pray, allow me to show you the way.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
Want to head home before I get an earful?
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, your Majesty? What's this? The Palace of Vermund is sending brass to an individual by the name of Dara. Surely there's a deeper meaning here. Though I cannot begin to guess what it might be. Methinks you ought to keep this letter with you. Perhaps your Majesty will find someone who can make clear its intent.
Over here, if you please.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to for some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security. So pray, slip into the venue through whatever opening presents itself. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, your Majesty. Ah, there is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
Come, I'll lead the way.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain unseen, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
Over here, if you would.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen. Do not forget that we work to serve the citizenry.
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
Lots to be taken care of before the day.
Ain't got the foggiest.
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
I could use a little fun to brighten my day. Now,
I'll go on an adventure of my own.
Welcome.
seems I've caught someone new.
It gladdens the heart to see so many smiles
Well met,
about.
sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
I've a nose for rumours of every ilk.
I do wish those unsavory sorts wouldn't stare so.
up on the talk around town.
I hope the weather holds.
Well met, sir.
Let's take it easy today.
Eyes on the
Let me stay a while.
Could barely drag my
Welcome.
ass out of bed.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients. No harm in picking a few.
This is where I come when life gets overwhelming. Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off a hermit.
Hope I didn't leave the pot on to boil.
No something. And I know how to believe where might I go to spend 2 hours unstudied.
Hope I didn't leave the pot on to boil. Suppose I ought to be used to this by now.
I like to come here when I need a minute to think. Off to the market I go. Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace.
Why One never can have too many of these.
Let us take care when and how we put them to use.
I've little enough gold to spend as 'tis.
This is most convenient. Another destination we were bound for is not far from here.
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once. A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their work.
Then a bribe might avail us, should the time come.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today. Quiet at last.
We shall await you here, Master.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me. Follow me!
Such peace reigned eternal.
Wise are as discerning with time as with coin. Would that tell my day.
Scratch on my arms and legs.
Oh, sorry.
'Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
Boots laced. Sadly, while away. Ready for patrol. Cannot afford another night.
Mayhap you've been misinformed, sir. But there isn't to be a masquerade this day.
This is no small quandary.
All honest coin
Now,
is made
this
while
is a...
Sometimes it's the only place I can find. I should very much like to rejoin you, Master.
Tis our duty to see this peace protected.
I'd sooner stay out of battle where it's possible. Let's get to work. I'm in fine,
You're far from your station, are you not?
I was bored out my skull guarding the palace. At least here I can listen to some courtly music. Makes the hours go by that much quicker, see?
You ought not to abandon your post.
Ah, don't be like that. You know as well as I do that we're more likely to find a mouse trying to sneak into the palace kitchens than anyone else.
What is life without a little spice?
My legs are stiff as boards after training.
A lonely place, not without its charms. Breadth of knowledge is no less important than depth.
I ought to find someone to buy me a drink.
A lonely place, not without its charms. Can we do better, Mother Florence?
Have you heard? There's to be more restrictions on goods traded with Batar. Apparently, even privately owned items come to be contained.
Anyone gives me trouble, they'll taste steel.
Perhaps I'll have a nap. Spend the noon in dreams.
I must be vigilant. The townspeople depend on me.
I swear these recruits get more spineless every year. I cannot help but be wary.
Leery eyes all round. We've a long night ahead.
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour what you like.
In here.
Open up!
dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playgrounds? Hmm? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check, lest you forget these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, I mean I. As you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phaesus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. As you can see, I run an establishment that caters to certain pleasures. You're welcome to come and play anytime, if you escape with your life, that is. Know, however, that our services do not come cheap. It's worked a dreadful dark, and I get paid a pittance.
This place loses its charm when I
Come see me in my bordlery, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me. Come see me in my... I'll instruct my attendants to send...
What is life without a little spice?
At least all my patrons have been kind so far.
What's going on?
Nice place to sit and watch the world.
Crowns and politics are no concern of mine.
Can't remember the last time I had a proper meal.
I could use a bit of excitement in my life.
Where to now?
There's comfort. The sky always makes me contemplative.
Work done graciously. Work done poorly.
Nice place to sit.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace.
At last! 'Tis a relief to be at your side again, Master. Do take care not to stray so far next time.
I quite like it.
Got to focus. My head will roll if water goes awry.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Swapping stories is one of life's great pleasures.
Life's best taken at
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. Well, well. He is merely Disa's puppet, then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes. Even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phases, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well, Your Majesty. Thank you.
I'm surrounded by whingers on all sides.
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day?
Follow me, Master. I shall guide you to the location.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your do not forget that we work to serve the...
The person we're here to meet is nowhere to be seen. Shall we come back later?
The current hour ill suits our progress. Let us visit an inn or make camp and set out again later.
I'm not sure what eyes are. Letting us on. There's much needs doing.
I know every place here.
Welcome. Something smells divine.
Best head to market before it slips my mind.
I'm surrounded by winches on all sides.
Make breaks, as they say. All this worrying is giving me an achy back.
This inspires naught but misgivings.
This looks as good a place as any.
Have a look.
What shall I do today?
I'm in fine fetid.
But not at the expense of my duty.
Wish I didn't have to work to run my work. I'm bloody starving.
good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow. "'Twas a chimera I was tasked with battling. A ferocious and terrible beast. I'm in no hurry to face one again. Good morrow, everyone.
Naught to look forward to, but a long day of work.
What else needs doing?
Suppose I best earn my keep.
Use me as your foothold to soar to greater heights. "'Tis fortunate that I am a fighter. My skills will be of use here. Might I be of assistance?"
All this walking's made my legs ache of fright.
Gather round! Treat your ears to attack.
Hoi, friend! Having any time for me today? I dare say we're overdue another. There's something I've come to understand during my stolen hours exploring these streets, and I wanted to share it with you. Every last resident in this city is wholeheartedly devoted to living out their lives. It seems a simple observation, I know, but to me, 'twas a revelation. For it made me painfully aware of my own position. Can this existence of mine even be called living when I am so doted upon by my mother? I want to live a life I can proudly call my own, and to achieve it with all that my heart desires. I tire of enduring my mother's coddling, and of having to mind every twitch in her face in order to appease her. Looking at this box, it fills me with courage. 'Tis proof that I am not my mother's servant to be willed about as she pleases. 'Tis something I obtained of my own will, though it came to me through you, of course. Pray, take this with my thanks. 'Tis now I'd best be off. I may not be able to wander the city again for some time. There's aught I would do. Thus, I cannot say when next we'll see each other, though I feel sure we shall in time. Perhaps sooner than we might think. Till then...
That was quite a gift. I hope that procuring it was not a burden upon the lad. Right you are.